I want to help you reframe these ideas that you have in your mind about things that happened in your past, in your life, that have held you back and that have been detrimental to your progress, to your development, to your success. To start this, I want you to realize that we live in a world of duality. So when there's up, there has to be a down. Where there's hot, there's a cold. Where there's big, there's small. So we live in this world that there's always sort of that silver lining. And we can focus on the storm cloud, we can focus on the silver lining, right? And what we're focusing on definitely matters here. But what I want to help you realize is that a lot of people have gone through very difficult times. And yes, it sucks, it feels horrible, and for sure, it can have negative impacts. I'm not saying it doesn't. What I'm saying is that there's usually always there's something about that thing that happened that is good, right? And I'm not saying that what happened in your past that was bad is good. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that something good can come out of it. And to give you an example of this, growing up, I had severe OCD. So the rituals, all of that stuff, right? I was always thinking thoughts about what's going to happen in the future. Normally it involved my family being hurt in some sort of a way, the house catching fire, right? And I would have to perform these rituals in order for me to feel okay. So I had this very active mind, always thinking, always imagining, always just worrying, right? And I found this way to make myself feel better with these rituals and touching things a certain amount of time, right? The whole deal. And that lasted for a very long time. And I think that a lot of people, when I tell them that, they think like, dang, like that would definitely hold you back. Yeah, I mean, like it kept me up at night. It had me checking under my bed for monsters after watching a scary movie. Not just checking under, but doing it many, 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 many times because I had to. I would literally, I hope that you don't mind me opening up, but I had to do a certain amount of sit-ups when I was really young. I had a six-pack, I was ripped. I had to do a certain amount of sit-ups. Usually it was like 300 in a night. And I wouldn't allow myself to stop, because if I did, then something bad would happen. It is, first of all, insane how much control our minds can have over us. And that is what leads me to this silver lining. If I didn't have like severe OCD and anxiety, I would not be doing what I'm doing today. Like I wouldn't have found my life purpose, right? My life purpose, I went through like mental hell, right? It felt like it. I was constantly worried. It was so hard for me to just be like present. I had to go through that in order for me to be able to realize that not everything that I'm thinking about, not all of these emotions are actually like true to reality. They're not true to myself. It's like worrying about something that's going to happen in the future. Like, is me actually doing a ritual changing anything, or is it just disrupting my peace right now? I tell you this example, and I'm being vulnerable here, because I want you to realize that even these crazy things, like decades of my life, of worry and of OCD and anxiety and all of these things, like, it wasn't just that. It was me not feeling worthy. It was me always feeling like I was left out. It was me thinking that there was something wrong with me, right? It has a silver lining. It does. Because I overcame that obstacle, and the overcoming of it is what has allowed me to help others. Like, it has given me a purpose. It has given me a mission, right? I wouldn't be shooting this video if it wasn't for all of the pain that I went through. What I want you to realize is that the same thing goes for you. Maybe something happened to you in the past and it's horrible that it happened, and maybe it would have been way better if it didn't happen. But I want you to realize, like, the people who have been, my light just changed, by the way. I think it needs charge. People who get hurt the most tend to care the most. People who have been stolen from tend to ensure that that does not happen to anybody else. People who are unloved tend to have the most love. And for me, people who are worried if they discover and do what it takes to work through it, they tend to find a lot of peace. There may have been something that happened in your life. I want you to realize the silver lining. I don't want you to just look at it in this massively positive light. You don't need to do that. But realize that there's something about it that made you who you are today. Right? That's why a lot of people who grew up with nothing are very wealthy and very successful. There's also a lot of people who grew up with nothing and they're not. How you're viewing and perceiving the situation that you're in and that you've been in is going to have a big impact on how you move forward and the results that you create. I just want you to know that if you've been looking at that storm cloud, there is a silver lining. And maybe you can just take the next couple minutes after this video ends and just think about, what is it? That thing happened to me. What did it change about me that actually made me a better person? That helped me to be able to perceive things in a certain way, that has led to certain behaviors and results within my life, or that could lead to certain behaviors and results after you watch this video. You're in a lot of power over what's occurring within your life. And it first starts with you realizing and becoming aware of what's occurring within your mind. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I know a lot of this is going to be personal, but if you want to discuss any of it, or just ask a general question about something that happened with you, maybe I can help you out. Just put it in the comments, okay? I appreciate you watching this. Be sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day.